Chimeran threat began in Russia. The origin of the virus is unknown, but its effects were devastating and swift. In the 1930s, reports of biological experiments began leaking out of Russia. Then reports of villages destroyed overnight. Then entire cities. We feared the Russians had developed a weapon of unparalleled power. The truth was far worse. The Chimeras stayed sealed within Russia for over a decade. Then, in 1949, they launched an attack that overwhelmed all of Europe in a matter of weeks. For several months we thought England was safe. But in October of 1950, the Chimera burrowed under the Channel. We had prepared for them, but in 3 months' time, the war was lost. We abandoned the cities to the Chimera and retreated to scattered military bases and outposts. The Chimera had won.
This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
Oh man, one thing is for certain, we are definitely going to be in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Big Cloud back again with another one. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. So, this is kind of an update from a video that I did a few weeks, I guess, prior, right? It was a few weeks ago I did this video. Basically, I was talking about how Insomniac Games possibly was teasing Resistance Revival. Well, it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, that actually might be the case. Now, let's go back to a previous tweet they made. This is going with Resistance 2. This is what started to fuel the possibility of Resistance Fall of Man either becoming remaked or remastered or possibly just, you know, completely redone. You know what I'm saying? Just do the whole thing, start from scratch and give us like a whole new trilogy or 4 games. Well, this is what they had to say. Now on Twitter, this is what the tweet was. It stated, press F to pay respects, and then it said hashtag Resistance 2. A lot of people immediately started to think and speculate going Resistance 2 remaster. Now granted, Sony has been talking about multiplayer games. We already know this, right? Sony has been looking into getting multiplayer games. Resistance Fall of Man and Resistance Fall of Man 2 had multiplayer. This was something that they were very, known for. Well, they were big on. Resistance 1, I can't really speak on. I didn't really get into Resistance 1's multiplayer. Resistance 2, I actually did play, and it was actually quite good. It wasn't that bad. But to go back on what I'm saying here and to continue, yesterday they made another tweet from Insomniac Games, and this is what they had to say. Today we remember the fall of man in 2006, hashtag Resistance. And once again, they show off another Resistance title, and that's Resistance Fall of Man. Resistance Fall of Man is easily my personal favorite in the series. I love that particular style of direction that they went with that particular one. I just thought it was amazing, you know, from everything. It felt epic, you know, it felt really, really just important and inspired. I like that style of storytelling with Resistance 1. Now, again, whether or not this is going to happen and they're going to do it, and this is more likely going to be PS5 and they'll probably push this as a new launch game, it's really up in the air at this point. You can flip a coin and probably hit this up. It's 50-50 at this point. I would say that they're probably working on this, and the reason why I would say they're working on this, if you look at the start of this generation alone, the first thing we saw especially when we got to the PS4's reveal, after the console was revealed and whatnot, there was the iconic trailer that we got, right, where it was showing off all the game characters. If you guys remember, there was a silhouette of Crash Bandicoot on a stop sign, right? And it was basically, it had an arrow above it pointing at a diamond, which means Sony, and below it, it was a trash can, basically saying that he was either being revived from the depths or it was coming from trash, which was Activision. Now, after that particular trailer, after that trailer that we got, right, we got the actual game not too long later. And then after that, we got Spyro remastered. And after Spyro, now we have Medieval. You guessed it, like so many games are getting revived. And I think this is actually the perfect game for it. This would be great. Now, Resistance, I don't know, again, this is me hoping, right? But could you guys imagine Resistance Fallen Man as a launch game for PS5? That would be sick. I mean, Killzone's not going to cut it. I don't think we'll get another Killzone anytime soon, and the reason why is because Guerrilla Games is focusing heavily on Horizon Zero Dawn 2, more than likely. I don't think Killzone is going to get another sequel for a while. It will get a sequel because it does have a fan base, but I don't know if they'll prioritize that fan base over the new and crazy fan base that they just made with Horizon Zero Dawn. More people are invested in looking forward to Horizon over Killzone, another Killzone. And me personally, I do believe Killzone can definitely just rest. You don't have to oversaturate with another Killzone to meet a quota or to meet a a technical presentation, so to speak, of the PS5. You don't have to do that. That's kind of how Killzone Shadowfall kind of felt like to me. It looked great, but that's kind of what it was meant to be, right? Kind of like a demo. It felt like a demo. It was a good game for that particular aspect. It shows you the possibilities in the graphics when it came to next generation, and that's how well it did. After that, that was kind of it. You didn't really get another Killzone. There was no mention of another Killzone. So again, I don't think Killzone's on their priority anytime soon. It's more likely Horizon. But for Resistance, again, with the rumors of SOCOM possibly coming back, again, this would be great. This is awesome. This is bringing back familiar characters as well, but also just improving them. Because I'm telling you right now, Resistance Fallen Man completely redone on new hardware can be something like that. That's going to be great if they do it. It'll be great. There's so much to that, especially if they redo the voice acting, or hell, don't even have to redo the voice acting. Just redo the scenes, make them more, up to par. That's all they got to do, and I promise you, it will be that great. But I'm trying to think of anything else at this point that they could be working on. I mean, hell, there was another Twitter account that's talking about Ape Escape. But again, I don't know how significant that really is. That could be a thing. That could be another hint at another game coming, which is Ape Escape. Could happen. I'm not sure. But there's just so much at this point. There's so much. And I would not be surprised if you give it a couple more days. Watch Insomniac Games probably make another tweet talking about Resistance 3. If they don't talk about Resistance 3, then it's either going to be these two games right here, and they'll probably remake them again, like I'm saying here, remake them, and then go into a third one, which will more than likely not end the series, but continue it on and probably try to build it, something even more. Remember, Resistance 3 ended the series. Odds are they probably want to revive this and bring it back to have something new, a new game with multiplayer elements for the PlayStation, obviously. Because let's be real here, Sony doesn't have any. They don't have hardly any multiplayer games. If you want to compare them to the Xbox side, right? Majority of Xbox games are multiplayer. But Sony doesn't really focus on it. They focus on the single player and the cinematic experience, and more so the emotional response. That's what they focus on with their games, and also having options with third party and whatnot, or whatever studios that they have to have newer ways to get you involved in their games. And that's kind of how Sony rolls. There's a different category for each particular gamer, and each game falls in that different criteria, and basically this leads to a diverse library, and that's basically how Sony just been dominating this generation. There's a game for everybody. It might not be for you, but guess what? It might be for this person on the right here, So that's how well they've been doing it. But I mean, God, there's so many ideas going in my head right now just looking at this tweet. I'm telling you, man, there's a bigger story to this than just them talking about it. You don't just tweet about a game, especially a game that you have been sitting on for this long, right? You don't do this. And since they're owned by Sony now, trust me, I would not put it past them to be working on this game right now. I would not be. And again, it's a theory, but just on what I've been seeing, I don't know. It could very well be happening. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, all right? Till next time, guys, this is Big Cloud Gaming. I will see you on the next one. You guys have a blessed one. I'll see you later. Deuces.